Do you think you could start a business with this? Today, I'm gonna show you how. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Akeem Shannon, founder and creator of Flipstik. Welcome to the channel. If you're coming back, thanks for coming back. We appreciate you and love you. And if you're new here, welcome. Here we talk about business, entrepreneurship, starting a business, even when you are broke. So we talk about anything business related here. So if that's the kind of stuff you're interested in, I think you'll like our videos. So stick around and we'll see if you do like the videos. So today we are talking about how to start a business with nothing, nada, zero, absolutely, not even a dollar. You know, if you're in high school, if you're in college, grade school, or, you know, if you're a seasoned adult but your bank account's a little light, that's okay. You can start your business today. There is nothing stopping you, nothing at all. Trust and believe. So, you know, a lot of people tell me, hey, I would love to do X, but I need $10, $100, $100,000, $1 million to start my business. And in my experience, most businesses can be started with absolutely nothing. All it takes is a little bit of imagination and a little bit of determination to start your business. So, you know, most businesses, they can be started with nothing, usually fall into two categories. It's either a service-based business or it's a product-based business. In Flipstik's terms, you know, as far as Flipstik goes, it's a product-based business. A lot of people think they can't start a product business with no money, but you can. And then there's service-based businesses, right? That could be a cleaning company, it could be a car wash, it could be a tax attorney, whatever, you know, but you're providing some type of service to someone in exchange for money. So I'm gonna teach you today how to start both businesses with nothing. So let's first start with the service-based business. You know, a lot of people think you need a lot of stuff to get started. What about an office? You know, what about forming an LLC? What about a logo? Like, I need all this stuff before I can get started. But truth be told, you don't. The only thing you need to start a business are customers. That's it. You just need customers. And the way you find customers is you look for them. That's all you need. To get a business, you just need customers. So first, let's address well, I have to get a license or an LLC. Well, actually, the great thing about the way that our tax law works is that if you are your business, you can file as what's called a sole proprietor. You don't have to register with the state. You don't have to get an LLC, a C Corp, a S Corp, none of that registration stuff. You can be a sole proprietor. It goes right on your taxes as a sole proprietor, and you are your own business. You're your own business entity. So no paperwork, you can just get started. The next thing is branding, right? Today, everyone wants to brand. It's like, I need a logo. I need to figure out my colors. I got to secure the Instagram handle, the Facebook handle, the Twitter handle, the website, the .com, the .net. Yes, all those things are great. Branding is very important, but it doesn't prevent you from starting a business. I have a friend, and anytime she wants to start something, she's got to have the brand, she got to have the logo, she got to have all that stuff together before she even starts. And she's like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And I always tell her, who are your customers? How are you going to sell it? Because ultimately, that's the most important thing. So if you don't have a brand net, even if you don't have a name, you can still get started. And to be honest, coming up with a name doesn't cost you anything, right? That just comes from your imagination. So, you know, let's say, for example, you want to start a cleaning business. And to just give a little bit of complexity to it, let's say you want to start a cleaning business for Airbnb businesses, right? Like, people who have Airbnbs, you want to clean their homes for them. Now, when you're doing your research, you may find that there's all these different big agencies that are, you know, running Facebook ads to target Airbnb owners and sending pamphlets and flyers and goodies and all kinds of stuff to them. And that's definitely one way to go about it. You know, it's great advertising, great branding, but you don't need that kind of stuff to get started. Why? If you're starting a cleaning business, all you need is customers. So if your customer that you're looking for is an Airbnb host, well, the Airbnb app is free. It's free to contact anyone who has an Airbnb app. So all you need to do is to download the app, go on and start messaging people. right? And what I can tell you is that when you're messaging people, that's called prospecting. That's the first step in finding your customers. When you start prospecting and you start reaching out to people, I can guarantee you, if you reach out to 100 people, you will get one person that will say yes. It doesn't matter what your business is, that 1% rate of return almost always holds true. But a lot of people, they want to invest money elsewhere before they even contact 100 potential customers to prove if there's anyone out there that wants their business. You may find that Airbnb hosts don't hire cleaners. They all want to clean it themselves. That's not true, but let's just say it was true. By you contacting those 100 people, you will have already created that proof of whether your business concept makes sense without spending any money. What I want to let most people know is that you don't want to invest money in something if you're not going to be able to sell it, because then it's not a business, it's a hobby, and hobbies cost you money, businesses make you money. Big difference between those two things. So when you're starting your service-based business, just look for customers, right? Like, say for example, you always have the nicest sneakers. You know where they're finding, you know when they're dropping, you know when they're coming out, and you want to resell sneakers to people. Like, that's what you want to do. You're not gonna make the product, but you want to find people the best sneakers. Well, you know, some people will say, oh, well, I need $180 so I can buy the latest pair of Nikes, so that I can buy those Nikes so that I can sell them to someone else. But realistically, you don't. If all you're doing is getting the right product for someone, you could go and you could find a whole bunch of people on Instagram and say, hey, I'm going to be standing in line at 4 a.m. a day before the shoes come out, and I'm going to get a pair of these shoes. If you would like for me to purchase these shoes on your behalf, I'll charge you $15 as a fee for waiting in line for you for these shoes. If you contact 100 people in your city or in your state or just online that all want this same pair of Jordans that are getting ready to come out, you'll find one person that's like, yeah, I'll pay an extra $15 not to have to wait, and then you'll get them and I'll get them from you, of course. And right there off the jump, you created an opportunity for you to offer a service that didn't cost you any money. So now you're a shoe retailer without actually having to purchase the inventory. So it really just comes down to being creative when it comes to starting a business. If you're providing a valuable service to someone, you don't need anything to get started. But once you've proven your concept, you know, once you've stood in line 10 times, you made yourself $150, charging $15 a shoe, then you can spend that $150 and reinvest it back into your business. Then you can go get you a nice logo, or then you can go and maybe create a video that you can run as an ad or something. But I'm a big believer in bootstrapping your business, at least in the early stages, because those are going to be those proof of concepts that let you know, hey, is this actually going to work out, or is this, you know, maybe not such a good idea? So that's how you can start a business as far as a service-based company. The great thing about being a service is you're doing the work, so you know you don't have to pay someone else to do it. That's the best part about it. But what about if you have a product? You know, if you have a product, you got to make something to sell it, and making stuff costs money, right? Well, kind of. So, you know, with Flipstik, I did have a little money that I had saved up that allowed me to start my business, but really the main things that I did could all be done for free. So when you have a product-based business, the first thing you have to do is actually create the concept, right? And all that really takes is a piece of paper and a pen. You take that, you sketch out your idea, what you want to create, you get it out your head, you get it on paper. That's the first step into making something real. And once you take it out and you get it on the paper, you can start to see, okay, well, this may work or this may not work. I think this could work. I think this may not work. And you can start to get some traction in your own idea and flesh out your ideas. From there, once you create your prototype on paper, let's say you have no money, you can't get a real prototype made, anything. There's a site called Kickstarter and another site called Indiegogo that will allow you to just take your idea for a product, tell people about your idea for this product, and they will buy the product from you before you ever manufacture it. And that's actually what we did for Flipstik. So once you have your little doohickey that you've come up with, you sketched it out on paper, you can go on a site like Kickstarter, and really the bulk of what makes Kickstarter magic is video, right? And almost everyone either has a phone or knows someone that has a phone that can record a video to tell people about this great product, this great invention that you've come up with. And that's really all it takes to get started. Another thing that I think people don't get enough credit for is a lot of people think in order to create a prototype, you got to go and get it 3D printed, or, you got to go to a big manufacturer and spend $100,000 testing all these materials and get it done. And to be quite honest, the Flipstik prototype was made out of cardstock paper and double-sided tape, the stuff that was lying around my house. And so I would challenge you that when you're coming up with your product idea, find stuff that's just laying around. Make your first prototype out of scraps. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be in fully working condition. You just need something that you can touch, that you can feel, that you can show off to someone else so that you can explain your idea to them. As long as you can show them something that says, hey, we can make this and it's gonna work, they'll be willing to give you that money in advance. There's been so many companies that were started from nothing, where it's just, hey, I'm in my basement, I got this, I take this, I put it together, and all of a sudden you have, a huge business. And it doesn't have to be a big tech app company or something like that where you have to teach yourself how to program or anything that's super extensive. Say you were gonna make a product that was a digital piece of content, right? Say it was an app that you were gonna make. Well, a lot of people would think, oh, I have to go and find programmers, I have to teach myself to code in order to make this app, in order to sell this, but you don't. Once you get those sketches, you jot down what every screen is supposed to look like. You make it look really nice, you color it in, you make the buttons, all that kind of stuff. In video, you can put it together like it's a real app that's working. And you can show that off to people and say, hey, this is how I want this app to work. And all I need is X in order to take it to the next step, to take it to what's called a minimum viable product. And that's really all you're trying to raise that first amount of money for, is to get to that minimum viable product. So we talked about bootstrapping with your service business. We talked about bootstrapping with a product business. But there's another method that you can use for both of these to get the funds to start your business. And once again, you need $0 to do this. And that is grants. So a lot of people, when you think of a grant, you may think of a Pell Grant, which is what they give to people to go to college. Or you may think of a grant that your school or nonprofit gets, right? They get free money in order to do some type of good in the community. But there's also grants for small business owners. And there are tens of thousands of these grants. There's so many grants out there for every type of business, whether it be tech, whether it be fashion, whether it be for you to help people, all kinds of stuff. And all it takes is a quick Google search to be able to look up these types of programs. In fact, Flipstik was the winner of several grants, which helped propel our business forward. And the great thing about a grant is almost always what they want from you is they want you to tell them idea in some type of PowerPoint format, let them know what your idea is that you have. And two, they want you to pitch it to them. It's either a video pitch, they want you to pitch it in person, they want you to do a Zoom, but they want you to tell them why your idea is great and why receiving the amount of money that they're giving away is going to help you achieve that idea. For Flipstik, we won grants from universities, we won grants from incubators, and we even won grants from businesses. For example, we won a grant from American Express. Now, we weren't making anything that was related to credit cards, right? Like we make a product for the back of your phone. But American Express knows that they have credit cards for business owners. So they want to support business owners, because if they can help a business owner take their business from an idea to a huge company, there's a good chance that that business owner is one day going to have an American Express. So a lot of companies are forward thinking like this, and they're going to have grant programs for small business owners. Another one that we just recently applied for is FedEx, right? They know that if you're a business owner with the product, you got to get it to your customer, which means that you may use FedEx to get that product to that customer. So why not they invest money in small business owners? And so by finding and searching for these grant programs, you can take your idea that you may have put on Kickstarter, you may not have put on Kickstarter, it may just be a proof of concept right now, and you can find businesses and organizations and universities that will literally help you fund that idea for no equity. And if you don't know what equity is the percentage of your business that you own. It is your ownership over your idea, your intellectual property. And with grants, they give you the money out of goodwill with the hope that you succeed. That's why they're giving you the money. And a lot of times that money comes along with resources and mentorship opportunities and connections to help you realize that idea. But they don't take any equity. So not only are you starting your business with zero, but you're having to give up 0% of your business in order to launch it off the ground. You know, when you see tech companies that have valuations and you see that they're raising capital, they're not getting that money for nothing. They're giving away a percentage of their business in order for investors to realize future profits. So they take ownership of the business, they give you some money to keep going. But when you're early on and you have a great idea, you may not want to give up a percentage of your business because you don't know how big it could be and what it could truly be worth. So these grant opportunities are fantastic because you don't have to give anything up. These are people that are just going to help you kind of go along in your journey. And, you know, make sure you check our comment section below because I'll drop a couple of links to the platforms that I mentioned, whether that be Kickstarter or Indiegogo, so that you can launch your product or even service-based business and get people to pre-order your product, also not giving up any equity. And I'll also drop a couple of links to some really awesome grant programs that we've been a part of, as well as an awesome platform that I found that lets you apply for grants all over the world, and it's all under one category, which is really cool. So if you're still thinking, man, you know, I don't have what I need to start my business, trust me, you're wrong. You don't need anything in your wallet. It can be dead empty. You can get started. And as a little bonus feature that's, you know, not necessarily about money, but I think a lot of people feel they don't have the knowledge necessary to make their idea real. You know, they think it needs an engineer, or it needs someone in finance, or it needs a tech person, or it needs, you know, someone with some type of applied knowledge that they don't have. But the great thing about the world that we live into today is that almost all that knowledge is available on the internet for free. Like, if you're trying to create a service-based business and you don't know how it works, you don't know how you should charge people, you don't know how to do a contract, all of that stuff is online. You can find contracts, you can find out how to set up your business, you can find out how to structure the business, how to get the bank account, how to file trademarks, how to do patents. All of that stuff is accessible online. And if you found my video, I'm sure you can find all the videos that will teach you all the necessary steps to bring your idea to reality. So, you know, I hope this video has taught you not to let money be a barrier to you starting your business or creating your idea, but also don't let the knowledge that you have today prevent you from gathering the knowledge you need to bring your idea into reality, because it's out there, it's accessible for you. All you got to do is to believe in yourself. So that's our video for this week. I encourage you all to reach out to me if you have questions about starting a business, about launching a product, whatever have you, especially if you're, you know, on a tight budget. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Click that subscribe button down below, like the video if you really loved it, and, you know, leave a comment as well too. Once again, my name is Akeem Shannon. You've been watching the Flipstik YouTube channel, and I hope you join us in the next video. Until then, peace.